Your dream to be an actor, but you've always felt like you had to move to one of the coasts to do it. Our next guest is here to tell you that's simply not true. Actor Tuc Watkins joins us now to talk about his upcoming seminar at the KC Rep on Monday. It's called The Working Actor.
That's right.
And you are a busy working man.
Yeah,
you have two twins
from time
at
to
home.
time. Yeah, I have a couple kids at home, but I'm still a working actor. And here's what we did. We developed this thing in Kansas City called KC Workshop.com. And the first thing we're going to do is at Kansas City Rep on Monday, we're going to have a seminar on, look, I'm a guy that grew up in Kansas City and I wanted to be an actor. I didn't have any connections. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know. New York scared me. It seemed like this big city on the East Coast that intimidated the rest of the country. LA seemed so far away.
Right.
But I put all my stuff in a Jeep and I drove to California when I graduated college. And I have been navigating a career as an actor, a professional actor.
A very successful career.
Well, thank you.
Whether people know you from daytime dramas or from Desperate Housewives, or I mean, your bio is pages long.
You're right. It's on a scroll.
It is.
Actually.
It kept going and going and going.
But if I was a kid in college or high school, I would have loved to attend a seminar and heard from a guy who grew up here, how do you do it?
Right.
Because I didn't know. So me and a buddy are going to do this on Monday night at Kansas City Repertory Theatre. So you can go to our website or you can just show up at the theater and learn about it.
What brought you back to Kansas City? Was it your kids?
Yes. Family is the answer. I was living a fabulous life in Los Angeles and in New York, and I would drop in Kansas City to visit all my family. And then I became a father. I have two little kids who are, they'll tell you they're 4 3/4 years old. Honestly, I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I needed help, and I missed my family. So I thought, you know what, let's go live in the Midwest. And I still work as an actor. I was working on a Netflix series earlier this year. I'm doing a play on Broadway.
Are you allowed to say which Netflix series, or is it under wraps?
It's called East Siders, but I'm not allowed to tell you the Broadway show. Isn't that funny?
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I remember Lenita was saying, can't talk too much about the movies.
Right.
I can tell you about the TV thing. I can't tell you about the theater thing, which seems counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive, but that makes it really exciting.
Yes, it's very mysterious.
So
the theater's very mysterious, Alexis. Anyway, so yes, I get to live in Kansas City with my family, with my kids, and work elsewhere. And in a nutshell, it's just because the way the internet works, and we're all more interconnected now.
Well, the film scene is burgeoning in Kansas City. So what would be your advice to someone who's watching right now, wants to be an actor, but maybe they just don't have it in? You got in your car and drove to LA.
Yeah.
You did it. Do you still have to do that now, or can they attend your workshop and find ways to do that from Kansas City?
I think it's really helpful to get a base wherever home is. And if home is Kansas City, you can take classes, you can take improv classes, you can take acting classes, you can study in your high school, you can study at college. And I think it's really helpful to do your own work. We can become editors now and writers and directors on our phones, and it's essential to do that stuff now, which wasn't available when I was younger, but we can't just be one thing anymore.
Right.
And I think it's important to find out what is it that you're really good at, because we usually all start as actors in the entertainment world in high school, and then we branch out to editing or writing or producing. And I think it's important to find out what is it that you're really good at, and then really hone in on that.
And bloom where you're planted.
Bloom where you're planted.
Yeah.
And in Kansas City, it's a good place to bloom.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Tuc, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
I can't wait to learn what your Broadway show is all about.
Okay.
Because that's the one that's under wraps. We're going to be tracking you.
As soon as they
get ready to be tracked.
As soon as they speak into my ear that I can speak about it, then I'll
okay. Oh, good. Okay. And again, your first seminar is Monday, October 9th at 6 p.m. at the KC Rep.
That's right.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks.
Hope to have you back. Now that you're here, we're going to be bothering you.
That's fine.
I mean, you're in Kansas City,
Just
not
don't show
here
up on
like
my
you
yard.